So, a while ago back, I sent a tweet to Mr. Halloween saying that I'd do a bake-off with him. However, I have never made any decent videos in my life, or recorded me baking. So what we're gonna do is watch me make a fool out of myself for probably the next couple of minutes. So, what you will need for baking Mr. Ween's gingerbread man is about half a tablespoon of ginger, about half a tablespoon of bicarbonate soda, but me being me, I have baking soda, which works just as well, 4 heaped tablespoons of plain flour, 2 heaped tablespoons of soft brown sugar, I'm using dark brown sugar, about a tablespoon of butter or margarine. However, I'm going to be a bit adventurous and try some coconut oil, because apparently you can use it instead of butter. And then after that you have 1 heaped tablespoon of golden syrup. But however, I am going to double up all of the ingredients to make a slightly bigger batch. First things first, we first have to preheat our oven to 160 degrees. My oven being a pain in the arse, you have to do this. And then we set it to about 160 degrees. If I can actually see what the hell I'm doing. Woohoo! First things first, we add the teaspoon of ginger. Yeah, if you notice, I've already got it in the bowl because getting it out of that pot is really bloody hard. So first with this, and it smells. Next, we have the tablespoon of baking powder. Yep, the baking soda probably would be better, but I'm an idiot who may have thought that I had baking soda in the cup. Next up is the 8 tablespoons of plain flour. Since I'm making double, but Mr. Ween only uses 4, but I kind of want to make more gingerbread men, so let's see. Ah, get out the spoon. Get out the bloody spoon! There we go. Next, we have the 4 heaped tablespoons of dark brown sugar. With the dark brown sugar though, it does have a very nice smell to it, sort of raisiny, if that makes any sense. So hopefully should add a nice flavour to the gingerbread man. So next, this is about 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. The problem with coconut oil is that it's a very big lump. I probably should heat it up in the microwave or something first, but it comes in a very, very large, like hard lump in a jar. So I'm hoping it should give me the same consistency as butter and then just help a bit, but I think I'll throw it in the microwave for a couple of seconds just to soften it up a bit so it can just easily just combine like butter would. And finally, for our wonderful concoction, is 2 heaped tablespoons of golden syrup. The stuff is an absolute bugger to get out of the tin. I made flapjacks like a month back, and they were the most pain in the arse ever to get out of the tin. Like, literally, the stuff just goes horrible, and you can't... Oh god, it's stuck to the edge of the tin! So hopefully, this shouldn't turn out too bad. In you go. And I'll be back. So now we have all together coconut oil, we have the golden syrup in. Next we'll need to combine it. As a side note though, before I put the wet ingredients in, aka the coconut oil and the golden syrup, I've combined all the dry ingredients. Not sure if this will help, but I'm thinking it'll hopefully make it a little bit easier to combine so that I don't have to worry about like everything being undistributed everywhere and all that stuff. Side note for you though who's trying the coconut oil, I've decided that heating it up in a pan first maybe is slightly more useful. I've sort of just got a slightly just big chunk, probably about 2 tablespoons worth of coconut oil, just plopped in a pan. Just heat it up and then let it melt so it becomes liquid, because obviously because it's not butter, it's very difficult to control. So I'm going to try it like this, melt it down, throw it in, hopefully should help it combine, because currently I just have a mess of that. It really isn't working. So now we have a well combined dough. Melting down the coconut oil did actually work, however because I put hard coconut oil in before that, there's now little chunks of coconut oil in it. However, it'll be in the oven, so I'm sure it'll melt down when it cooks. But in the meantime, next we need to flour the surface. Also, if you make your dough and it comes out a bit wet and sticky, you just throw some extra flour in and it will stop it from being all sticky. So next we do flour a surface. Make sure to flour your surface or you're gonna be cleaning crud off it for ages. There's somewhere on this surface some what is it, just some normal wet pastry just stuck to the surface of the cabinet that's never coming off ever again. So well floured surface, don't like worry, it's easy to fix. So plop your dough on there. I'm going to give it a quick flip to make sure it's all nice and covered in flour, because you don't want it stuck to anything. Oh god, it fell apart, no! Right, come back. Right, it's probably a bit too dry now, but let's give it a go. Next, we grab a rolling pin. This wonderful contraption that Halloween really should own by now. You know, you're an adult, you can make pastry or something. I made pierogi, that was pretty tasty. So we can go with that one. Next, throw some flour on the thing. A little bit of flour on the rolling pin. Make sure to well flour your rolling pin, or you're going to end up with bits of gingerbread stuck to your rolling pin. Next, roll out your dough. I'm surprised I can do this with one hand, honestly. It generally takes me forever, and I fail at this kind of stuff, you know. Dexterity and stuff. No, okay, see, here, that's if you don't have a well-floured rolling pin. It all comes off onto the thing and falls apart. So, well-floured rolling pins are always important. So, I'm going to redo that bit, and I shall come back to you. So, we have our dough rolled out. I've decided that I've made it slightly too wet/dry that it falls apart when I try and pick it up, so we're going to do it like this. It's about a centimetre thick, if you'll focus. Focus? Focus? Apparently not. About a centimetre thick. Doesn't look very good in that light, but yeah. So next, we're going to cut it out. So put some flour on top, hopefully should stop sticking. Maybe Flour said gingerbread man cutter. Look, he's so cute. I'm a full-grown adult and making gingerbread men is amazingly fun. So, push, 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 push. Give it a bit of a wiggle, hopefully should help separate it. Try and find a nice spot for each one. Push, 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 push. Everybody probably knows how to cut out gingerbread men, but I'm already on a roll and I might as well increase my time of my video, because this is me and I like to waffle. So, here we go. We have at least 4. We'll take these out, pop them out, move it all back. Well, we can try and pop it out now and move the dough. See if it'll fall apart. Well, the dough itself is falling apart while I try and peel, but might get a spatula and use that to unattach it. But, see? And then what you can do is take all the old dough, recombine it, and make a Latin overload. So, with a grease-proofed piece of paper, I shall be back in a minute with hopefully a full tray of gingerbread men. So, many long minutes later, I have gingerbread men. However, what I discovered is that my recipe, because Halloween's only made about 3 and a bit, I thought, oh yeah, I'll double it up, and I've ended up with quite a few gingerbread men and a very, very, very dry puddle of dough here. It ain't even worth trying to cook that, it's just too dry. So, this was going to be a Cthulhu mess. However, what I'm going to do instead, because I can't get the dough to work, is just do weird lines in it and score lines in it and make tentacles, hopefully. And hopefully they should rise higher because it's scored in. If not, it's just going to be a weird lined mess. Probably a weird lined mess, let's be honest. It's probably going to be the latter, so we'll put little Cthulhu eyes. Dot there for a nose. Nothing. The Y would have great. Eldritch monsters have noses, for God's sake. So, we have 2 Cthulhu eyes, a Cthulhu eye, and some things, and some normal gingerbread now. Now, in the oven for about 10 minutes, but really till they're golden brown. So, the gingerbread men have left the oven. They are still, like, well, boiling hot one, but to a little bit doughy, but I'm sure with a bit of cooling time they'll sort of turn into a more bready shape. When I made cookies a couple of weeks back, they were a bit doughy, but I'm hoping with cooling time they will do it, but obviously they're sort of, like this one is very fused together, and that's going to be a mission to get hold of. However, we will come back once they're cooled, see what sort of consistency they're in. Well, that definitely sums me up most mornings, I'll be honest. And so, with the gingerbread men cooled, we have our wonderful gingerbread men, and haven't turned out too badly. Quite nice and biscuity now, so should be good. And a wonderful little gingerbread Cthulhu, which did foggy for some reason. Oh, there we go. I think it's because I have stuff on the screen. So, I hope you have enjoyed me being a fool and just making gingerbread men. I do enjoy my baking. I would like you guys to let me know if you do enjoy this. I would kind of like a reason to bake more as well as do stuff on YouTube. It would be quite fun, and any advice or tips would be great, because any way of becoming a better baker or even a better video editor would be great. But overall, as I say, this has actually been quite fun. I might do it again. Just let me know if you do enjoy it though, because I will do more, because I do like having an excuse to bake. So, Mr. Ween, it is now on your plate to say what the next baking challenge is. So, let me know what you want to do, and I will make some tasty, tasty snacks, and hopefully you will too. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful Miss Hotfrog, I will have to bid you adieu. Good night, and Merry Christmas. As a little side note, just tried one. Very, very tasty. Has very nice coconut undertones, and is very good for, I don't know, just tastes really good, to be honest. The ginger does come through quite well, and I think the dark brown sugar adds sort of like a cinnamony taste to it, so hopefully if you try this yourself it should taste just as good.